Today we're going to be going over a brand new meta to get legendary weapons instantly in your Nightreign expeditions, which obviously includes the best chances of getting weapons like Marais Executioner and also the Grafted Blade to obviously give you the best chances at success in every single expedition. So yes guys, welcome back to another video on this channel where today we're going to be going over a kind of new strat, or at least a strat that I have been using more recently to more or less guarantee a legendary weapon at the beginning of our runs. I'm sure most of you have heard of the crater strat, using the shifting earth crater to go into the middle instantly, killing 2 or 3 of the prelates and also checking the dead bodies. Well, actually, if you use a different shifting earth, more specifically Noleto, you can do a similar amount of checks without having to kill anybody, but you still can kill a bunch of mini bosses and mini enemies that do provide drops, and they're, in my opinion, a lot easier to take down than the prelates. So like I mentioned just there, we are going to be using Noleto because as soon as you spawn into your game, you can head straight to that city and follow this path that I'm going to be showing you on screen. Basically, if you hang to the right hand side, you can use the buildings to climb up past the hanging Astel, which again, if you've got a ranged option like you're using Iron Eye or something, you can actually hit them a couple of times with your arrows to cause them to disappear, giving you a free 20,000 runes, which is always nice. But again, things like Sacred Blade can also work out, Lightning Strike and other incantations, and Ashes of Wars with some form of range work too. But you don't have to defeat that Astel, you can just simply run forward into this path where just past the Grace you can drop down here. Now in this sort of like vicinity, there's going to be a lot of checks. You can either jump down into this crevice where the Royal Revenant is going to spawn, where there's going to be 3 bodies you can check, which all have a chance of dropping a legendary weapon. And then if you come out and head towards the back, you can use this Spirit Spring to jump up to the very top, where again there'll be a body on top of the staircase which you can check again for a legendary weapon. But more specifically, down that staircase and where the phantom enemy is, there is going to be a chest you can open which has a very high chance of being a legendary drop. It will always either be purple or legendary, it won't be any worse than that, and because obviously it's either purple or legendary, there's a very good chance that you will get something really good from this chest. But if for whatever reason you've done all of those checks and you haven't got anything, you can kill the Royal Revenant for a chance of it dropping a golden item. And right next to the Spirit Spring there's also a Black Knife Assassin you can kill, which again has a chance of giving a golden item. But if you actually hang left from the staircase where the chest is, you can jump across to this next segment of the building where there's going to be again another phantom enemy with a Destined Death spear, and these phantom knights with the Destined Death ability actually do drop an item drop. This again also has a chance of being a legendary item. So sort of within this vicinity there's about sort of like 5 or 6 dead bodies you can check, again all for a legendary item, 3 enemies you can take down for a drop, and also a chest. So that's literally 10 checks basically instantly in your games to try and farm for specific weapons. Just as like a comparison, when I was using the crater strat to actually get my last video using the Marais Executioner, it took me a good sort of like 7 or 8 hours of farming and I was hardly seeing any legendaries. Like I would probably see maybe 1 every 2 or 3 runs, and it took me on average about 5 to 6 minutes to check all of the locations, meaning I was getting about 10 resets every hour or so. But with this strat with Noleto, even if you just want to run to that chest because that is going to be the best chance, maybe checking the bodies along the way and not killing any bosses, depending on where you spawn in, you can actually get to this chest in just 2 or 3 minutes. That is basically half the time it takes to clear out the crater, and I'll be completely honest with you, I was getting a lot more legendaries doing this strat, both by just hitting that chest and also killing the surrounding enemies and checking the bodies, and more often or not, I was coming away from Noleto before the first ring even started closing in with 2 legendaries in my inventory. Obviously, getting the Grafted Blade or Marais Executioner requires a good amount of RNG because these drops can literally be any legendary item, whether that be a scepter, whip, curved sword, spear, hammer, it could literally be anything. But in my opinion, this Noleto route is far better than the crater. And the other beautiful thing about Noleto is it doesn't get rid of all of the Evergels. If you can get in and out quick enough and get yourself the Marais Executioner or the Grafted Blade, there's also a very good chance you can do all of the Evergels in the game. So if you pair the Grafted Blade or the Marais Executioner buff with the Evergel relic, you could be doing monstrous amounts of damage every single run. The other thing I also want to note is you can save and quit or like return to the main menu, and it does not affect your record. Like I should be hopefully showing you on screen at the beginning of the stream, I was on 175 matches played and 125 won, and after doing this strat for about 4 hours, doing 2 successful expeditions, getting the Marais Executioner twice in this time, we then finished the stream 4 hours later only on 177. Obviously I save and quit about what, 50, 60 times. So if you are looking to farm for the Grafted Blade or Marais Executioner just to use them in your game, Noleto in my opinion is the best farm for it. It's also just one of the best shifting earths to use anyway, because there's a lot of mini bosses and a lot of potential just for legendary weapons in a natural game. But specifically if you're trying to go for clips or you're trying to like just see in general how crazy of a damage output you can get with those specific passive buffs from either Marais Executioner or the Grafted Blade, this is definitely the best way to try and get them. So hopefully this video has been super useful and has been a good guidance if you are specifically looking for legendary weapons in your expeditions. And if it has helped you out, hopefully you don't mind me asking you just to leave a like rating down below. Obviously let me know if you agree, if Noleto is actually a faster method compared to the crater, or maybe there's a different strat that you know about, because I'm all ears when it comes to that, so I can obviously test and trial any ideas you have. Obviously subscribe for more tips and tricks like this, and as I leave you with this video, enjoy me destroying the Everdark Sovereign Dark Drift with simply the Marais Executioner with basically minimal buffs. Ready? Ready for it, chat? Exalted Flesh. Pickled Turtleneck. We're going to hit him with the ultimate. So, ready? Bang. Oh, he was just... No, he was looking the wrong way. Damn, that sucks. I mean, look. Half his health is already... his health is already gone. You don't need to worry about it too much. And now it's GG. See you later. Volker, champion of the Night Glow. Yeah, see you, bro. It was nice knowing you. I was looking kind of just ever so slightly the wrong way after the riposte to get the full charge off, but listen, it really doesn't matter. When we're doing this amount of damage, it's GG's. It's GG's. I think we had, what, 100 and something odds buffs going on there. Crazy stuff.